Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We go live this evening to briefly discuss the Supreme Court judgment of yesterday, which reaffirmed the previous judgments of the trial court, the Governorship Tribunal, and the Court of Appeal, which had earlier upheld the election of Dr. Otti OFR as the duly elected governor of Abia State. So, as Abians and Nigerians expected, yesterday, the 12th day of January 2024, the five-man panel of the Supreme Court of Federal Republic of Nigeria unanimously upheld the election of Dr. Otti as the duly elected governor of Abia State. Of course, Abians did not expect anything to the contrary, because there was one governorship election that was unanimous, that was popular, that was celebrated across the nooks and crannies of Abia State and beyond. It was one governorship election that attracted overwhelming positive reactions across the length and breadth of Nigeria. So naturally, Nigerians did not expect anything different. We are not expecting anything different, even though opponents were boasting that they were experienced and proficient and in act of manipulations of all kinds, whether pre and post-election, developments. So we never entertained any fear. We never felt perturbed because we knew, we had and still have confidence in the Supreme Court of Nigeria. We knew they were going to do the right thing. And of course, they did what many people expected. They did what attracted the deserved accolades and reactions. So we are all excited. We are all in the celebration mood. Abians are excited. Abians didn't see any grounds, for the PDP that did not stand any chance of winning that election, to be declared the winners. That was impossible. Nobody expected it, and of course, it didn't happen and could not have happened. For us, this election is a reaffirmation of the mandates given to Governor Otti, given to Labour Party by millions of Abians, because this was a victory that was beyond the people that cast their votes. Of course, there were a whole lot of people that craved for the opportunity to vote for him. They didn't have the opportunity to vote because of one problem or the other. There were those whose job was to pray. There were those who, were indisposed. There were those who registered to vote, but they couldn't vote because they didn't get their PVC, because they were frustrated, because they were, stopped in one way or the other from getting their PVC, from voting. So it's not just about the people that voted for Governor Otti. It's not about the members of the Labour Party. It's not about his, supporters, but millions of Abians who desperately craved for a better Abia, who desperately wanted a new dawn. And the new dawn is here. The new Abia is here. The process is on. So if anything, the victory of yesterday has kind of ignited a greater urge, a greater desire to serve our people better. The governor has been strengthened, to doggedly and committedly serve our people. The governor came prepared to serve our people. So we are happy that the Supreme Court once again gave him the green light. So go ahead. Don't forget that after the March 18, 2023 governorship election, and few weeks or few days to the inauguration of the governor, another, what many people have described as a kangaroo judgment. Yes, because to hear a case within 1 week, the governor was never served, his party was never served, and the suit that was filed in faraway Kano, and the judgment was given against the governor, against his party, against the people of Abia State. Nothing could be far from the truth. So, we, as expected, challenged that questionable judgment at the Court of Appeal. And of course, that judgment was set aside. That was after the governor, through his lawyers, had gotten a stay of execution and filed a notice of appeal. The appeal was heard, and the judgment was roundly condemned by the Court of Appeal and dismissed. Completely dismissed. The governor and his party were never parties to the suit. Everything was terribly done. So the same people who, at the point, were trying to pretend they weren't part of it, also appealed again at the Supreme Court, and they lost. Again, the Supreme Court also roundly condemned them, and of course, they were penalized. They were penalized. And of course, the natural one, they had gone to the tribunal to challenge the victory of the governor. They lost unanimously. The three-man panel of the governorship tribunal upheld the election of Dr. Otti and dismissed the suits brought before it by the candidates of the PDP and the APC. They went on appeal. The same thing, it was a unanimous, no dissenting judgment. Their suits were also unanimously thrown into the dustbin, dismissed. They decided to ventilate them all at the Supreme Court. And that was what was decided yesterday. And the five-man panel of the Supreme Court unanimously said the suit should not have been brought to the Supreme Court. That they were like those crying mother and bereaved. And one interesting thing about that suit is the fact that it wasn't on the basis of we won this election. But the PDP and the APC knew they never won the election. They never came close to winning the election. They never stood any chance of winning the election. Our people never paid attention to them because they had nothing. There was nothing they told others that they were going to do as ownership candidates. Because while Dr. Otti campaigned in every nook and cranny of the states, all the 17 local governments, all the works, go and look at the nature of the campaign we did. It was piercing, it was deep, it was grassrooted. We went to every nook and cranny of the state, every ward, campaigning, mobilizing. That was the way we centralized our campaigns. That was the way we decentralized our campaigns. It's a template that is worthy of being, emulated for those who want to genuinely win the support of the people. So we convinced our people that they had reason to vote for the governor, and the governor won. So there was no basis for anybody to question that victory. So our opponents did not actually come to court to say we won this election. Look at how we won it. They never did. What PDP was asking outside the so-called non-membership and all the rest of them, they were asking that the fraudulent 108,000 votes would be given to them. That was an embarrassment to themselves. They really embarrassed themselves, and of course they got the judges angry because that was an affront. There was an accreditation that happened simultaneously, the House of Assembly and Governorship accreditation, and you had 27,000 accredited voters accredited at the same time. 27,000. So how did you get 108,000? How come the number of votes, the total number of votes cast for the House of Assembly is now far smaller than what you are giving to yourself? You know, being one. So that's ego, that's audacity, because this is what this judgment has done. This is what both the INEC decision, the decision of the courts, the tribunal, the trial courts, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court, what their decisions have done is to put to an end that audacity of election rigging. That's effrontery of believing we can always have our way through manipulations. What this judgment has done is to open the eyes of our people, to warn people who want to preside over public offices in Abia, anybody who wants to be governor, that you should get yourself endeared to the people, that you should anchor your strength on the supports of the people. You should anchor your strength on the people, that it shouldn't be about brigandage. It shouldn't be about criminality. It shouldn't be about your capacity to mobilize thugs and touts and hoodlums to invade collation centers, to carry ballot boxes. So what the Supreme Court has done, not just in other cases, not other cases, is that if you want to govern your state, comport and conduct yourself honorably, responsibly, win the support of the people, be popular, and that let the people be the ones to decide who will preside over their affairs. This audacity of criminality does not help anyone, and this is why we are where we are today. Because people believe, yeah, just go and win, they're popular, do this, after everything, will come through the window or the back door and steal it. So we are grateful to God We are grateful to Abians. Of course, Governor Lesotho has already addressed Abians. He's so appreciative of the support and solidarity of our people. But we have been, humble in victory. We have been magnanimous in victory. We do not intend and can never behave like our opponents the way they behaved in the past, where even though they stole the mandate of the governor, they mocked him, they abused him, they cartooned him, they did all kinds of things. We are not like them, so we're not interested in doing that. We never came with this mindset of vengeance. We never came with this mindset of retaliation. We didn't prepare our minds to begin to drink champagne and get drunk and celebrate and mock and never see if we won a war. What we've just, what has been done is to consolidate what the people had decided, to reaffirm the decision of the people. That's just what the Supreme Court has done. So we cannot allow ourselves to be drenched in the euphoria of victory and now forget the task ahead. Because here, the most important thing is service to our people. The most important thing is providing the gains of democracy. Bringing the gains of democracy to the doorsteps of Abians. The most important thing is listening to the yearnings of the people, the promises that were made during the campaigns. This is the time to get all of them fulfilled, and the governor is poised to doing that. So it is one victory that has humbled us, not one that has given us the grounds, the platform, the basis to become arrogant, to feel invisible, to feel like we are conquerors. Yes, we've captured the state, and we'll now begin to boast. We'll be here for 50 years or 100 years. No, we're not going to behave like that. If anything, this is a time to pause and ponder, to reflect, to be grateful to God, to be grateful to Abians, to look deeper and identify the problems of the people, identify the challenges confronting the people, to look at our situation in the education sector, in the health sector, in the agri sector, look at the depth of infrastructure, look at our problems holistically and begin to confront them head on, one after another. This is a time when all Abians must come together to work for the progress and prosperity of Abia State. The governor is determined, to serve our people to the fullest. If anything, the 2024 budgets will give him the platform, the economic wherewithal to serve, to meet the challenges of our people. So this government is desperate, is in a hurry to serve our people. We are grateful to all Abians, people called from different parts of the world. At a point yesterday, I was just appealing because, of course, we are coming from different directions. We just wanted to know what's happening. And people, know the country they live in. That is the truth. Some persons were panicking, even though we weren't, because we were very, very sure we were going to win the case. A lot of people were panicking. A lot of people were like, if what happened in the social states could happen, then nobody should relax. Of course, we didn't relax. We never took anything for granted. But the most important thing is that the wishes of our people came to fruition. The most important thing is that we won at last. Our people won at last. Abia is calm. There are many areas that our governor is making giant strides. But like we have already told you, this is just dress rehearsal. A whole lot of things are going to happen. In the area of infrastructure, the governor is going to confront the infrastructure deficit we have in our state with anger, with so much seriousness. Because that is what is required to upgrade the standard of Abia State, to make Abia a modern state, to make Uma a modern city, to make Aba a modern city, to make Ohafia a modern city, to turn our local to turn rural migration that we are witnessing in our different rural areas, in different local governments. A whole lot of things need to be done, and the governor, and his lieutenants are very prepared and determined to meet the expectations of our people. This Christmas, ask those who come from Umunochi. They've been giving fantastic testimonies. They are so happy. Both those who came back from abroad and those who came from Lagos and Abuja and the rest of it, they celebrated their Christmas in peace with so much excitement. A lot of them have been testifying. Over the years, people were afraid. We were very afraid of coming back for fear of being kidnapped or killed by kidnappers and armed robbers. But the measures put in place by the government timed the activities of these criminal elements. A whole lot of measures beyond what anybody could see physically were put in place to ensure that nobody will be killed or kidnapped, or nobody will be harassed. And we're excited. This is how it should be. So it's not a one-off thing. Measures are being put in place to consolidate, to ensure that criminal elements are completely run out of our state. Like our governor said, We are not going to surrender an inch of our territory to criminals. We are not going to do so. So if you go to Law Panther, you see what is happening. The fencing of the Law Panther market has started. Because we want to secure our people. We want to protect lives and property of our people. That's how it should be. And that's what I do. So the security concerns are being decisively dealt with. Everybody knew what we met on ground on assumption of officer. The good laws like found opportunity to intensify, but they've been tapped. They've been run out and they will continue to be run out. That's how it should be. Look at the education sector. A whole lot of things are already happening. The 3 senatorial districts, schools that have been the initial schools that have been identified, for rehabilitation and reconstruction and retrofitting. Job work is ongoing. Effective work is ongoing. Schools were identified in Abia North, Abia South, and Abia Central. That is the first phase. After that, I think by February, another phase will commence. That is what we're doing. Look at the health sector. A whole lot of things are happening. In the next few days, the Honourable Commissioner for Power and Public Utilities will speak to Abians and they will understand the fantastic job the Minister of Power and Public Utilities is doing. The Governor with the Honourable Commissioner and some other stakeholders in the power sector, beyond that state, have been meeting, putting heads together to ensure that power is provided. And now with the liberalization of the power sector, states have opportunities to participate. So the governor is so much interested because as an economist, he understands the importance and place of power in economic transformation. A lot of people are facing serious challenges in their economic activities, in industrialization, because of the challenges you have in the power sector. You're running of factories and hotels and other businesses. People are not finding it easy. That is why the governor has taken it upon himself to do something very serious, something far-reaching, something that will have very positive effects on the activities, on business activities, on industries, and all the rest of them. The Honourable Commissioner for Power Public Utility, Honourable Monday, who, by the way, came from General Electric, Holland, is doing a fantastic job. He's also in charge of the Light Abia project. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling the impacts of the Light Abia project. Coming to Maya, you see street lights in the night. Yes, you may think that these things are elementary. We agree, but these things weren't there. So we are taking governance to a whole different level. You go to about the same thing. We say when we say Light Abia, it's going to be holistic. We want to have a state, a modern state, where people will come in the night, will drive freely, because the government will say, what's everywhere is lit up, where you have lights, light is blowing everywhere. Criminals will not find a place to hide and commit their criminal activities. So a whole lot of things are being done to take our state to a whole new level. And like I have always said, this government is not infallible. We are human beings. We are not infallible. We have a lot of challenges that we are taking note of. This new year, we are going to confront a lot of them and defeat them. There have been issues with pocket of issues with this verification exercise. You hear some persons calling say either they were paid last month, they didn't pay this month, or they didn't get their food. So all these problems are going to be resolved. Do not think that we are unmindful of those challenges. Do not think that we are lost. We are not getting all those things. And when we get this information, we will pass them across to the appropriate quarters. A lot of people call me on a daily basis to report one problem or the other, and I try as much as possible to respond very swiftly and get those involved, whether the Accountant General, the Commissioner for Finance, the Salary Committee, and all the rest of them, Verification Committee, to act. I've always done that. So we are paying attention to the demands of our people. We are paying attention to the needs of our people. We are paying attention, to the complaints of our people. We do not take these things for granted. Do not think that maybe if you complain and the solution has not found, it means that we've ignored you. Nobody has ignored you, and nobody will ignore you. It was the former U.S. President, George H. not Walker, George Herbert Bush, who said, "We are given power not to advance our own purposes, neither to make ratio on them in the world. But there is only one use of power, and it is to serve the people." So, my humble opinion, if you don't want to solve problems, if you do not want to listen to the people, if you do not want to be disturbed, if you do not want to be called on phone by strangers, if you do not want to solve problems, do not have anything to do with public office. So the appointees of the governor know that the governor is determined to solving the problems of our people. They know that the governor is a hard-working governor who tasks himself to provide solution to our problems. So everybody is expected, or in all the MDAs, to carry out their job with commitment and dedication and sincerity, to listen to our people at all times, to solve the problems of our people. And we are confident that by the time this issue of, these issues you're here, you're confronting different areas that have to do with either salaries or pensions are completely resolved, and of course our people will already hit the side of relief, but they will become happier. They will become happier because the government wants to overcome this issue of salary, pension, all those things. This falls within the range of elementary demands of governance. We shouldn't be talking about salary or pension. I have not been paid, I be paid, I was paid half, and all those things. These are problems we want to overcome completely. We want to clean up the mess we met on ground. We want to clean up the mess and start on a clean slate, because we want to take governance to a different dimension. We want people to come into this state and see a brand new Abia. The new Abia is here, and we are determined, to giving our people a new lease of life, to making our people give a sigh of relief. Today, within 30 days, in case you do not know, within 30 days, you can get your CFO, certificate of occupancy. These were things, or this was something that would take you 1, 2, 3 years in the past to get you and ask questions. So, if you have a property and you want to apply for a CFO, please proceed to Ministry of Lands and apply. Within 30 days, you will get your CFO. About 2 months ago, I read about the Honourable Commissioner for Lands, Mr. Chakatuku Meridian, mobilized his people. They did a roadshow in Omaha where the awareness was created. But before that, a whole lot of things have been done to sanitize the place, to all the hitches, all the bureaucratic bottlenecks that we had hitherto witnessed were completely eliminated. We are moving to a different dimension. We want to run a government, take away this analog, this medieval kind of governance, this man-made hitches that were created to frustrate people. Because any government that is smart, that is intelligent, that is deep thinking, that is reasonable, will know that it makes a whole lot of economic sense to make it easy for people to ascend the CFO, to get the CFO without unnecessary delays. It's in the interest of everyone. Because one, this will give room for appreciation in property. People can use their lands to, as a collateral, to take loans and all the rest of them, to do serious businesses. And again, you protect your property, especially properties that are strategically located when they have CFOs. So that is the initiative of this government. It makes a whole lot of economic sense. A whole lot of things are happening. If you go to the secretariat now, you see that place is wearing a new look. The place that was looking like, I don't know how to describe it. People were defecating around the place, the bushes around the building, no convenience. The place was left open. Hoodlums would come there and stay in the night. The place is now being fenced. The place is now being rehabilitated and upgraded and cleaned up. That is what the government is. We want every institution of government to look decent. We want every facility, every institution, any place that houses, the people, any place that serves as an office or whatever, has to look decent. Governance or government shouldn't be run, in shanties. Government, shouldn't be run in dilapidated buildings. The mess is humongous. The decay is massive. But we are taking them one after another. But the most important thing is the strategy of consistency that this government has adopted in tackling these challenges. And by the special grace of God, we'll get to our destination. The most important thing is that our governor is prepared, our governor is capable, our governor is desirous of writing our checkered history. Don't forget that one of our slogans during the campaign is Abians, or our slogan, major slogan is Abians, weep no more. Help is here at last. And we can tell you, we told you that help was on the way, but now help is here at last. And we are determined to wipe the tears of our people. They have suffered enough. That is the truth. They've suffered enough. Whatever challenge, whatever problem that we are encountering, our people we are encountering, the government is determined to solving them. So keep hope alive and know that this state belongs to you. This state does not belong to any individual. That is the position of the governor. That's our position. Who's okay, Dillian Emmanuel said, please call your friend Oga Chinonye and tell him to join hand with you to make. Okay, I understand you're talking about Mr. Chinonye, but it's okay. The government is open to partnering with all Abias. This is our state. This is not war, and we no victor, no vanquished. And we're not here to mock anybody. Like I said earlier, we are here to work with all Abias to develop our state. So, of course, Mr. Chinonye is also an Abian, and we welcome him on board. God sees through the hearts of men. God knows that we're here to serve our people. God knows that this victory, we will not see this victory as an opportunity to mock anyone, to laugh at anyone, to ridicule anyone, or to fight anyone. If there's going to be any fight, it will be a fight to advance the interests of the people. If there is any perceived quarrel, any perceived, whatever, it will all be for the good of the people, because Abia belongs to everyone. Governments come and go, but the state remains. So, thank you for supporting our governor. Thank you for celebrating his Supreme Court victory. Thank you for believing in his ability to rewrite our checkered history. Let's keep contributing our quota. Let's keep making impacts. Let's keep supporting the government. Let's keep pointing out the problems, the things that may not have been done right. Point them out. Okay? We will retreat and review and assess, take stock of whatever suggestions anybody may have made, and get things right and do the right thing. It's in the interest of everyone. One thing people don't understand is that when you're in government, don't wear this aura of invisibility. Don't wear this aura of arrogance. Do not think you've arrived. The state now belongs to you. You have conquered them. It shouldn't be, we against them. No, we are brothers. Just strive within your ability, within your capacity, within your abilities to build a state that can outlive you. Because sometimes the foundation you lay, the structure you put in place, can either make or mar you in the future. There were people who were civil servants, who were directors, who were permanent secretaries, who occupied one position or the other in the civil service. But rather than use their positions to work for the betterment of the states, to put up a structure that will help for the payment of, pensioners, did all kinds of things, thinking that they would never retire. But when they retired, they became victims of the injustice of the evil foundation they laid. So that is why, whether you are a public servant or a civil servant, you can be a victim of the destruction you are carrying out. How many hospitals, do we have in Abia that are functioning very well? How many hospitals can take care of emergency, very, very critical emergency situations? How many schools, public schools, can take care of our pupils and students, our own children? How many of us are willing to send our children to public schools? How many? Because we destroyed the state and we didn't care. Meanwhile, it was a thing of pride, it was a thing of honor for anyone to say, hey, my son is attending WICOS. My son is attending National High School. My son is attending Ihoji Secondary School. My daughter is attending our Von Girls, St. Joseph's, and all the rest of them. Today it's private school everywhere. And now the problem became uncontrollable. So this government is intentional with its policies and programs and strategies that would help turn things around. So wherever you are, do not forget that you can be a victim of your own, inactions. During the period of the COVID-19 pandemic, I witnessed a lot of things. Go and take stock of the number of lives that were lost. I mean, big men, rich men, or whatever you may choose to call them. Some of them were people who used to travel to US, Canada, Germany, or France and all the rest of them for their annual medical leave. Most of them used to travel to access one medical care or the other. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a lockdown, global lockdown. And many people couldn't travel outside Nigeria. Many people couldn't travel outside Abia State. A lot of people lost their lives. In Abia, in Imo, in Anambra, in Enugu, in Lagos, in Kogi, and all the rest. A lot of people lost their lives. Go and check the record. Some that died didn't die as a result of the COVID-19. Some people thought it was because of the COVID-19. No, there were people that were killed by COVID-19. But they were killed by COVID-19 indirectly. But they couldn't travel out of the country. But if we had quality hospitals, if we had functional hospitals, well-equipped hospitals, most of those hospitals would have taken care of most of the ailments that those guys would go to abroad to treat. We now see it as a thing of pride. I will be going to US for my annual medical leave, for my this, for my that. Meanwhile, those hospitals you are running to abroad, most of them you have Nigerians, our brothers, single brothers and sisters working in those hospitals. So who told you we cannot replicate the same thing in Abia? You understand? We can replicate all you need. Build the necessary infrastructure, You equip the hospitals, you buy modern equipment. We have fantastic brands, have beautiful brands. You have people, sharp brands here, who can do very well, who can perform those, surgeries and all the rest of them that are done in the US and Canada and Australia and Germany. Those things can be done here. And that is the essence of the Abia State's medical village. The medical village that our governor wants to build. And like he said during the campaigns, our annual, expenditure on medical tourism, I mean, what Nigeria spends annually on medical tourism is $1.6 billion. $1.6 billion. That is what we spend, on medical tourism. And the government is saying, my target is 10% of this money. So by the special grace of God, by the time the governor will be finishing his tenure and you have that medical village, that will have everything. So we have everything, we have schools, we have churches, we have recreation parks, we have all kinds of things. And people will fly from different parts of the country and different parts of Africa and possibly different parts of the world to come to that place for their medical care. Then we would have made a lot of money. So it's beyond taking care of our people. It's also part of the vision. It's to also make money. But there are countries that are making a lot of money from medical tourism. So why can't we do the same thing here? So that is our plan, that is our vision, that is our desire, that is our target, that is our direction. And by the special grace of God, we will succeed in turning Abia around, we will succeed in making our people proud, we will succeed in rebuilding our state, in writing our checklist history, in wiping the tears of our people, in making our people to smile again. Thank you. Thank you. God bless Abia State. God bless our governor, Dr. Alexodi Uefaro. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Abia. The victory belongs to all of us. And like I said, we are magnanimous in victory. We are not getting drenched in the euphoria of victory to forget the essence of that victory. The essence of that victory is to serve our people. The essence of that victory is to, develop our state, is to serve our people and make them happy. Thank you. God bless you.